Many times we get some bugs in our programs, and to remove those bugs we must debug it. Most browsers provide some kind of a debugging environment which lets you go through the code in a step-by-step manner as it is executing. I will show here how to use the debugger using the Chrome browser. Let me load up this HTML file which we used in the last chapter. Press Ctrl+Shift+I to bring up the developer's tools. The Sources tab should be selected. If not, then select it. Now you can see the source code of this file which is loaded on the browser. We can toggle breakpoints by clicking on this part. This blue arrow shows that a breakpoint has been put on this line of code. Let's keep a breakpoint on the first statement of the load method and one on the change background color. Let's reload the page. And now you can see that the execution of the script has stopped at this breakpoint because the load function is called on page load, as we are calling this function on load event of the body tag. Now here we can resume the script execution, or we can slowly step over each statement or step into a function or step out of a function. These navigation buttons help us walk through the code as per our need. You can also add a watch expression which will be evaluated at runtime in case you want to test something while the program is executing and paused currently. Sometimes you want to know the value of some variable. So all the variables that are currently in scope will be shown here along with their values. Let me just resume the program. Let me add a variable x having a value of 3. Let me reload the file in the debugger. And let's step over one statement so that variable x is declared and initialized. Now you can see this variable here along with its value. So this can be useful in case you want to see what arguments are passed to a function, etc. Similarly, in the watch expression, we can write any expression which will be evaluated right then. It is very important that you get used to this way of debugging and not have alerts or console.log statements all over the place for debugging purpose. Alright. The debugging tool also helps you understand code written by others because you can go through it slowly while it is executing. For example, to understand the jQuery source code, it is a good idea to use a debugger and walk through that code while it is in action. Alright, now let's click on the text input box. And when we do that, the change background color method is called. And because we have put a breakpoint here, the execution is paused temporarily at this breakpoint. Let's resume the execution. So now you can start using this debugger when finding bugs in your JavaScript code instead of writing log statements.